The common misperception is that in a no-fault divorce, in a community property state like Texas, the entire estate is divided 50-50. This is not true. The law actually reads that the presiding judge is given complete power to decide the, quote, fair and equitable distribution of property, end quote. They have carte blanche and no accountability whatsoever. The 246th Family District Court belongs to the American people. It is not ruled by barons or dukes. We do not live in a fiefdom. We are free. And I am no criminal. I simply no longer wanted to live with a screaming, manipulative, violent woman. I was robbed and had my possessions given over to this woman for no other reason than the fact that I am a white male. Judge Angela Graves Harrington of the 246th passed a decision that was not a fair and equitable division of property. It was punitive against me. It was a gross miscarriage of justice and an overstepping of the bounds of authority of the court. I am an American citizen. The protection of my property and my rights is the duty of this government and this civil court. The judge, the police, the attorneys, all involved are not superior to me. They are my peers. I have not broken any laws. I have done nothing but support and love my wife, Angelica. This court has inflicted a punishment on me and stolen my property, abusing their power and handing it over to a violent, abusive woman for no reasons other than sexism and racism. This is a travesty of justice. I stand in defiance of this court as any good human would do. That defiance may very well land me in jail. To quote Martin Luther King Jr., one has not only a legal but a moral responsibility to obey just laws. Conversely, one has a moral responsibility to disobey unjust laws. I was under the impression that during the final verdict some reasoning would be given. Not so. Judge Harrington never had to face us and explain why she deprived me of all my possessions. Like a cowardly tyrant, she passed judgment on me without evidence, without integrity, and without reason. This was just a divorce. The parties in question should simply part ways and move on with their lives. Instead, this court has chosen to take the side of a vindictive, manipulative woman and punish me for daring to reject her. That is deeply unfair. This kind of sexism, rampant in our civil courts, is profoundly harmful to the fabric of our society. It erodes the institution of marriage and poisons the dream of a lifelong love which should benefit both parties and result in a strong family built on trust and understanding. The present system literally pays women to divorce men. It provides strong incentives to stop trying to make a relationship work and instead punish a man that she is angry with. If we expect our communities to grow and prosper, we have to prevent divorces from becoming the best road to financial prosperity for dishonest, lazy, irrational people. That is exactly what they are right now. I want people to hear and understand my story because it is a microcosm of the conflicts in our society right now. The fact that Angelica was an illegal alien when I married her, willingly, with the intention to get her citizenship, is an all too common occurrence today. We, as Americans, welcome people from all over the world in huge numbers. We are a safe and free haven from a world full of war and corrupt dictators. I welcomed Angelica into my home, gave her everything I could, without reservation. I didn't hold back. I was 42 years old when I married her in 2013. I already had a house, a truck, a motorcycle, furniture, and a substantial retirement account. She had a couple $1,000s to her name and was a full-time student for most of our marriage. The court ordered that she get everything, even though we had only been married for 8 years and never had any children. Angelica never alleged or accused me of anything. She filed the divorce, no fault. Judge Harrington simply saw a white male and transferred his life's work into the hands of a person who wasn't even a citizen 8 years prior. There are so many things wrong with this situation, it will take a while to lay out all the details. I will do my best to do this. I truly loved Angelica. I supported her, encouraged her. I cheered for her so proudly when she attained her American citizenship. I defended her against everyone. I wanted her to succeed. Even now, I do not wish her harm or ill will. I wouldn't send her back to Colombia or try and take away her possessions, because I am not an evil, sadistic, vindictive person. I just want to be left alone. I want to move on with my life. But the courts will not let me. They insist on punitive damages, on taking away even my ability to support myself in old age that I worked so hard for decades before I even met Angelica to save up for. I cannot sit quietly and pretend that this is okay. It is evil. For the many, many men who can no longer speak for themselves, I speak out. Why am I making this public? What do I want? I will start by what I do not want. I do not want money. I'm not doing any GoFundMe or fundraising or accepting any financial support at all. I have a good life. There are many more people that need your financial support more than I do. I do not want attention. I enjoy my life. I have a fulfilling career. I just want to be left alone. I love nothing better than to be tinkering on a car in a garage by myself, music blasting, or making music by myself in my own home. But an intrusive, tyrannical government has picked a fight with me. They have robbed me. The American way of life, for the people, by the people, has been subverted by power-hungry, authoritarian bullies who are working very hard to force their agenda on me and those who look like me. This is simply a fact. I do not want sympathy. There are others who have it far worse than I do. The sympathy should be reserved for those honest, hard-working men and women that suffer under a corrupt system run by greedy lawyers. Sympathy should be felt for the children growing up in a society that is quickly devolving into a loveless, faithless series of relationships that do not last, ending in bitter disputes, and have no hope that they will forge lifelong bonds. Lust for money, power, and control are ruining the very foundation of love. So what is it that I want? I want real accountability in our civil courts. The corruption and abuses of power are astonishing. People are crushed underfoot and reduced to just another statistic. We need justices who are just. We need to vote, learn about who is making these decisions and how. I want people to know what happened to me so that they can make informed decisions. Marriage to the wrong person is the worst decision a person can make. Marriage for men in this country is very nearly guaranteed to be a miserable, empty life, and then you have everything taken away by the government. I want reforms to the community property laws. They are outdated and useless. They serve lawyers' bank accounts and not the people. I want to find out who else has been robbed by Judge Graves Harrington. Only by working together and getting our stories out there can real change occur. If we stand together, we can make a difference. Silent suffering is accomplishing nothing. A note on that. I am not drawing some kind of men versus women battle here. Good women support men, just as good men support women. No decent human being wants to see another human being stripped of all their hard work and savings by a bitter, vindictive, hateful person driven by resentment upon being rejected. That sentence has no sex. There is only integrity and fairness, a just and equitable division of property. That is worth fighting for. Historically, men have made more money and had more possessions. Okay, so the courts are designed to take advantage of them. However, we see more and more women making money, buying houses on their own, building wealth, and so forth. When a woman like that marries a deadbeat man, and then he divorces her, is he getting an unfair amount of her home, her cars, her retirement? These are questions that I would love answers to. Our society needs to find equal footing. If you are a person of any race, sex, orientation, or legal status, I want to hear from you. Were you treated unfairly? Did your lawyers benefit more than you did? Let's build a forum where we can share our experiences and get something good accomplished. Men who undergo these things often just remain silent. They are hardwired to not complain. We don't want to be regarded as weak. We just keep working, keep soldiering on. Well, I find this attitude helpful in some ways, but detrimental in others. Things need to improve. They need to change.